So a common trend I've been seeing among a lot of SMMA YouTubers is that they'll constantly push the narrative that you need to start an e-commerce agency as opposed to a local lead gen agency. And they'll tell you this because, number one, that's the agency, that's the type of agency they run. And then they'll tell you because e-commerce is a booming industry, right? It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's going on the rise. So you might as well just go for e-commerce. And there's also this argument they use that, it's easier for you to quantify the results for them because you're actually getting them actual sales as opposed to leads, where for local businesses, they don't really know what to do with leads. It's kind of difficult for them to quantify in terms of a clear return on investment on their money with you. Now, people that think this way are very, very restricted in their thinking, because you have to understand that there's no answer in terms of how much money there is to make in one model versus another. They both make the same amount of money. And while there's the same potential in terms of the amount of money you can make from both models, you still have to understand the fact that they're both different in terms of their barrier to entry, which doesn't mean that when you're starting out your agency, you want to go necessarily for one model over another. But, you will undoubtedly get fucked if you start by going the e-commerce route, which brings me to my first point, which is that there are different barriers to entry. So to illustrate my point, let me actually talk about my experience with e-commerce. So when I actually first got started into, starting my agency, which was last year, I started off by watching a bunch of YouTube videos, so probably just like you're doing right now. And it took me down a very narrow path of I should run Facebook ads for e-commerce businesses. Like, that's all I knew, right? And that's exactly what I tried doing. So I learned about Facebook ads. I learned about, how to send cold looms to people, because that's arguably the best method, right? To send out looms to people, for them to just watch the loom and realize that you're not the only one sending them. And so that's exactly what I did. So after months of outreach, months of learning how to run Facebook ads, learning how to make an offer that's good for my niche. So after, even more months of outreach, I finally landed my first unofficial client, which I signed for free, basically. And so the owner of this brand agreed that I could experiment with her Facebook ads. I could create some content. I could double her ROAS, right? That's what I thought I could do. But we'll talk about the reality of the situation in a second. Her brand was actually a pillowcase brand. So a pillowcase you would essentially put on your pillow to actually avoid breakouts on your face. So it was actually cool for me because I had acne myself. And I still do have acne, by the way. So I went about testing different ads for them. I quickly realized that nothing was working. So I thought, okay, maybe Facebook ads are dead. That's kind of what's going on right now in this. People are telling me that Facebook ads are dead. So let me try TikTok ads. And I actually decided to record my own TikTok video that I would use as an ad to promote the brand. So I actually ordered the product from them, made the video myself. So I spent so much time making the most perfect UGC video for this pillowcase brand, because I actually had acne and I could show like a before and after. So here's the video if you want to see it. Alright, so a lot of people have been asking me how I reduced my acne so drastically without taking any probiotics or Accutane. But what a lot of people don't understand is that you spend at least 50% of your existence with your face pressed against a pillow. Studies have shown that sleeping on the same pillowcase only 2 nights in a row is enough for bacteria to form and create new breakouts on your face. But let's be honest, who's willing to clean their pillowcase every single day? A month ago, I was actually lucky to find this really cool anti-acne pillowcase that claims to reduce breakouts. It's got multiple layers of sheets, so each night you sleep on a new, clean surface. They were so confident about it that they offered me a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if it didn't work for my skin, if it didn't clear up my acne, I would literally just get my money back. I had nothing to lose, so I gave it a try, and the results speak for themselves. If you ask me, it's quite underrated, and based on my research, other people on the internet are saying the same. They run out of stock quite often, but I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can see for yourself, and hopefully by the time you watch this video, they're in stock. And as you can see, I put so much effort into the recording, the editing, and it's a dope video. Like, I'll give myself credit. That ad would have probably performed way better than any other ad for any pillowcase. But in terms of the actual performance of the ad, it just ended up doing same thing on Facebook just 0 conversions. Now looking back, I thought maybe, okay, I didn't install the pixel properly. It just can't be that out of 300 people that I brought onto her page from that one video, she didn't get at least 1 conversion. So I was just like confused, and so I reached out to people on Upwork, and they were like, their reaction was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not experienced in e-commerce. I only run ads for this particular type of business. And so they couldn't help. And so they were just kind of wondering like, what's up with all these agency owners trying to get help for their clients? Like, don't they know how to get results for their own clients? Like, and that's the end of the story. And it just brings me to my first point, which is if you're going to go the e-commerce route, just know that you will get absolutely fucked if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to run TikTok ads, if you don't know how to run Facebook ads, specifically for e-commerce brands, you will not be able to outperform the actual owner of that brand, okay? E-commerce businesses, they're e-commerce businesses, so they already know how to sell online. They probably already know how to run their own ads. So how do you expect coming into their business and saying, I can double your ROAS or your money back? That's not going to happen. You're not even going to sign them with that type of guarantee, because they know you're just straight up bullshit, right? Because also you're competing with so many people who are reaching out to them every single day, sending them thousands of emails of, I can run your Facebook ads for you. Look at my Loom. Look at this. Look at what my media buyer did for this brand. Like, they know you will not be able to deliver the results because they themselves know how to market their business. And then you can add on to the fact that, you need to hire a media buyer, because obviously you don't know what the fuck you're doing when you're running these ads. So you might think, okay, that's fine. I can just hire a media buyer and he knows how to deliver the results. But the truth is, like, good luck actually finding a media buyer who knows how to run Facebook ads better than e-commerce owners know how to run their Facebook ads. Because those people are already employed by other agencies. So they're either already on Upwork, they're either already hired by another agency, they're either already working with other e-commerce brands and don't want to work with your clients because you're signing shitty clients, or they're on those media buyer Facebook groups and they're literally lying about the results, because if they had the results they were telling you that they had, then they wouldn't be in those Facebook groups in the first place. All right, so now let's talk about local lead gen agencies, because in my opinion, right, I started an e-commerce agency. It just wasn't for me. Maybe for you, you're finding some success with it, but I'm just talking about my experience, like you guys already know. So now let's get into local lead gen agencies, because that's personally what I found success with. So the first reason for me is that it has so much of a lower barrier to entry, meaning it's so much easier to reach out to business. You can literally just call them. I made a video, should be right there, where I show you essentially how I go about my cold calls and how I'm able to book nearly 3 meetings a day just by cold calling these businesses and just making them a good offer, which you cannot do with e-commerce. You don't have their phone number, you only have their email, and emails are literally made to be fucking ignored. So what are you doing? And then there's also the fact that it's just way easier for you to deliver results for lead gen agencies, because you literally have that function on, for example, Facebook. You have literally lead forms that are on Facebook, so you don't even have to build a landing page anymore. You can literally run an ad, set your targeting, create the lead form, link that to an Excel sheet, and that's it. You've successfully gotten leads for a business. And I also made a video showing you how I actually run ads for my clients. I just really show you how simple it is, but why in today's day and age, maybe that's not enough of a good offer, right? You don't want to provide, just leads. And that's, an argument that I think still holds strong in the agency space, that you shouldn't just generate leads for a business. You should actually go out of your way and turn those leads into appointments, or, give them some sort of a strategy. Maybe you're teaching them how to turn those leads into bookings. Maybe you're teaching them how to contact those leads, whatever it is in whatever industry you're in. You need to go above and beyond just generating leads, because now if you're doing that in 2022, you're just generating leads, you're just running their Facebook ads, using a Facebook lead form, it's just not enough, and you're not going to be able to make that return on investment for them.